let's build a discovery map for the hiring and onboarding process. First, we'll have to create a business process model, and we'll call it hiring onboarding, something like this, version 1. You want to indicate is as is process as the first draft. Probably going to come back and make adjustments to it. First, we want to capture the different stages of the process with the activities. So first we want to create the job position and the job openings. We define the job position, we approve the job position, and we post all those openings. We publish those openings internally and externally. You notice that posting internally and externally, it's in the outline but it's not on the right side, because the discovery map just shows one level at a time. Then we want to identify the candidates that are good candidates. We collect applications, we screen the applications, and eventually, well, let's say we change this process, we contact the references here too, and then eventually we select the candidates that meet our requirements. Then you actually want to do the interviews. So you have to schedule the interviews. Then once you schedule the interviews, you actually have to do the actual interviews. And hopefully with all this information, you will select the actual prospects. With prospects being selected, and again, you may make adjustments as you have these discussions with your stakeholders, clarifications and discussions. So then we want to make offers. This being the happy path, we make the offers and we assume that they accept the offer, and then based on that information we hire those employees. We can add more details later. Then we actually want to describe the orientation and the onboarding. So they will actually have to fill all kind of IT and tax related forms, or HR and tax related forms. They will actually have to attend the 1-week orientation training, and then finally after that we'll have to do the one-on-one mentoring with the hiring manager. Now that we have all this information, again, it's just the happy path, which I noticed I haven't captured that in the name yet, by the way. It may look zoom in, zoom out, even in this diagram, or in this map. Shouldn't call it diagram. But I noticed that I haven't actually mentioned this is the main success scenario, assuming that everything is pretty much happy there. So just adjusted the title. I can add all kind of documentation, like free form documentation. I can add more information about problems, about policies. You can attach documents and so on. It can provide comments. So let's say in this case, at the process level, we want to say it takes too long. Whenever you have a problem, you can look at the severity and frequency of a problem happening, or another problem being that it's not standardized. So, and then with that information, obviously you can add additional information. You can do the same thing at the activity level, not just at the process level. So for the defined job, we say we don't have a standard process to define the jobs. Same thing, frequency and impact. And then you want to indicate who's doing it, how long it takes to do it, how much waiting time is involved in this potentially, what costs you have associated with it, and things like, is it a value-added activity, are the inputs, outputs, and so on. And you can add more problems if you want to this activity. Of course, this is a iterative discovery process. Now, you can go to another activity like approved job, and maybe here you capture some problems, but also you want to capture a comment saying, actually we don't have enough information about this to detail it, and we need to collect more information. You want as much as possible to indicate who's doing all these activities, the HR manager, the HR admin, hiring manager, the IT department, and so on, because this information is going to be very helpful later when we actually generate a diagram out of this information. So we'll see that in another video.